All right. Welcome to AP Curriculum Night for Ardrey Kell. This is the AP curriculum for AP Psychology. My name is Billy Hook. I am the team lead for AP Psych at Ardrey Kell. We also have Lauren Mulligan and John Kirby. All right. AP Psychology, what exactly is it? Well, psychology is the study of behavior and mental processes. And that is what we are going to be talking about in this class, right? Through this class, you will get insight into not only your behavior, why you behave the way you do as a teenager, but also into the behavior of your parents, right? Why they do what they do. Your younger siblings. If you have really young siblings, why do they not understand things that seem so obvious to you? Your teachers, right? All of these different things. This class will give you insight into why do we behave the way that we do, and then what are the underlying mental processes that are going on behind the scenes. I think that it is an inherently fascinating class. I've been teaching this class. This is my ninth year teaching this class. I think it is a fascinating class. I think it's a lot of fun. And I think it's a class that is worth it for everybody to take because you are gaining real world experience from this class, gaining insight into other people's behaviors. Here's the breakdown of the class right here. We start with research methods. We talk about the brain and biology, how neurons communicate. We talk about how we perceive the world. Once information gets into our brain, how do we understand it? How do we learn? Right? Things like how Pavlov's dog learned to associate the ringing of the bell with the presentation of food, or how punishment or reinforcement can change your behavior. Talk about cognitive psychology. Right? Why do we think the way that we do? How does memory work? Right? How do we solve problems? What exactly is intelligence? Talk about developmental psychology. What's the process of how do we develop cognitively? How do we develop socially? How do we develop morally? Motivation. What are the different theories of motivation? Why are some things motivating for some and not for others? Emotion, right? How do we understand emotion? How does stress affect us? And then personality. What are the different theories on personality? Are these personality tests that you take on BuzzFeed, are they at all accurate? We'll talk about clinical psychology, which is the study of mental disorders. We'll talk about therapy. How do we go about treating mental disorders? And then lastly, one that is very, very applicable to the real world, right? As all of this is, but social psychology. Why, when we get into a group, why do we tend to act differently in a group than how we would act on our own? All of these are topics that we will cover in depth in this year long class. Now, just a couple of things, overview of like expectations. All right, here's what you can expect about more than 700 vocabulary words. All right, you will be doing a vocabulary notebook where you have to keep track of all these words and have real life examples for all of them. You can expect to have a cumulative timed unit test every 2 to 3 weeks, usually 100 questions in 70 minutes. You will have a vocabulary quiz at the end of each unit. And then in class, it'll be discussion, it'll be demonstrations, experiments, small assignments, things like that. Now, lastly, who does best in this class? First off, you need to be a strong reader. Okay. As I said, there are 700 plus vocabulary words. The vast majority of them are brand new to you. So you have to be a strong reader and strong with comprehension. You have to be self motivated. This is a college level class. You have to be willing to study. You have to have an interest in science, particularly biology. I know that this is a social studies class, but the basis of this class is far more science-based, all right? It is what would be considered a social science class. And then lastly, you need to be a creative abstract thinker. You need to be able to think outside of the box. Um, a lot of what we're talking about in this class is the mind. The mind is an abstract idea, so you need to be able to think abstractly as well. If all of this sounds like something that would interest you and something that you think that you would excel at, please sign up for the class. I don't think that you would be disappointed. I think that students really genuinely, for the most part, enjoy this class and take stuff out of it that they carry on with them throughout high school. So I hope you consider signing up for this class if it feels like it would be a good fit for you. And good luck with registration.